All right, maybe we have some positive news on Yu Darvish. Dennis Lin is reporting in The Athletic that Darvish, he has been in San Diego. He was in San Diego yesterday throwing a live batting practice session. I'm reading in The Athletic here, sidelined since late May, first because of multiple injuries, and now as he tends to a private family matter. Yu Darvish threw live batting practice Sunday at a San Diego area high school. League sources told The Athletic. Darvish, who has been working out and throwing on his own since he went on the restricted list July 6th, appeared healthy and in good form, according to multiple observers. While the right-hander has not told the team whether he plans to return this season, the throwing session indicates he is keeping that option open and marks a notable step toward a potential comeback. So we don't know if he's coming back, but again, like the fact that that option is open, that's encouraging to me. That's like, okay, if he's throwing a live BP, usually when someone gets hurt and then they're coming back, the first steps to coming back are, you throw off a mound, then maybe you get into those live bullpen sessions, not in a minor league game, but a live bullpen session. And that's what he's doing right now. But if he's away from the team, he doesn't I don't think he's getting paid right now. So the Padres, I think they're saving around $3 million for not having to pay him so far with the time that he has missed, which has been a while now. He was on the restricted list July 6th. It's August 12th. It's been a while. So for this, like getting back to Darvish throwing this bullpen, it's encouraging to me because he's throwing at least. I thought he was in Japan. I hadn't seen that anywhere, but I was thinking like, hey, his family situation. I don't know where his family is. I don't know if they were in Japan. I don't know if they're all with him in San Diego, but that he's here locally, I think that's encouraging. I think, again, him throwing the live and observers there. It seems like people with the Padres were there, appeared healthy, in good form. I don't know who these league sources would be that aren't with the Padres. Why are they at Yu Darvish's live BP, right? Um, so that's encouraging that at least he's throwing. We just didn't know what was he. We knew that he was staying like we knew that he was throwing. I guess right. I think someone reported that he was at least keeping his arm going, but we didn't know like to what extent. We didn't know we don't really know how often, but he's keeping in shape. So that's good there. Hasn't told the team whether he plans to return. So again, there's that question mark. But the live BP, it's not like he's just throwing flat ground. It's a further step along in that. If we're, you know, having his path to coming back being the same as an injured pitcher, which he was. He had the left groin strain. He had minor elbow inflammation. I think that was in June. He was nearing that return in June, right? And then there was the groin strain. Excuse me, the groin strain was before that. That was in May. Then in June, there was the minor elbow inflammation. Then early July, he gets placed on the restricted list, and we haven't heard a whole lot from that. And again, for anyone that's saying, oh, Darvish owes us a reasoning why he's away and what's going on and he needs to give updates. It's like, no, he doesn't. He's not getting paid during this. So anyone that makes the argument like, well, us fans were paying his salary, so yeah, we deserve that. We're not paying it right now. Fans are not paying it. And put yourself in that situation. Would you want reporters and people that pay attention to your job, would they want or would you want them to be asking you what's going on with a personal family situation of your own? No, you probably want to be dealing with that family situation by yourself with your family personally. It's a personal matter. It's not, I don't care what's going on. I care that whatever is happening, that can be um, finished with in the right time, that everything is going to be good in the Darvish family if it is a family issue. That's what I care about. These are human beings here. We got to remember that they're human beings. Yes, we're very passionate about the Padres, but this human stuff is bigger than the game. Um, AJ Preller did speak. I'm reading this quote. This was from last month. Preller saying, "We haven't closed the door on anything. I have a conversation with you every few days and just kind of see where things are at. I think he'll let us know that when he feels like he's in a spot from a personal situation that he can put his attention back on the team, he'll go from there with it." Obviously, having Darvish come back, it's not a trade deadline edition, but it kind of is because of how long Darvish has been out. It's kind of like Musgrove, where, yeah, Musgrove was obviously in the Padres' plans, and he's returning tonight to face off against the Pirates at 6:40. So that's going to be interesting to see how long he goes, how many pitches, what does he look like. There was the article in the San Diego UT about how his adjustments. He's been focusing a lot, or he was when he was on the IL, focusing a lot on the rotation, improving the rotation for him, using his legs to take the pressure, the force off of that arm as much as possible, because that was causing an issue. The bone spur is still in there, by the way. It's going to be in there, obviously. They're just trying to find ways to prevent that, more of an injury happening. So we'll see. We'll see if we can, with our naked eye, if we can see the difference there. To Joe, it's a huge difference, is what he says, but to us, it may not be, is what I believe he was saying. So that was the Joe Musgrove thing. Him, kind of like a trade deadline edition. Darvish, if he would come back, that would be huge, because now you would have a rotation of Darvish, not in any order, Darvish, Musgrove, Cease, King, and then you could pick between Martin Perez or Matt Waldron instead of needing both of those guys to be in the rotation. Let's remember, Martin Perez, he's a vet. Matt Waldron, he hasn't thrown this many innings in a big league career, obviously, and he's been relied upon a lot to have consistent quality starts for this team in this rotation. And it is a question of how long is that going to continue? Is he going to be able to have quality starts the rest of the season? Or, even if the Padres believe in him, maybe give him a couple of starts, a couple of blows, and have Perez pitch. And I'm saying, again, this is if, Darvish and Musgrove come back, they're healthy, things are going well there. You can give him a blow. And if you need to give Michael King a blow, you can have Waldron pitch. It just really helps that depth of this Padres team. And, it's Yu Darvish, too. It's not just another arm that you would be throwing on the mound. It's Yu Darvish. We obviously know he has the talent there. Going into the year, was a frontline starter for this team. Joe Musgrove, same thing. So it would be big, obviously. Darvish had a 3.20 ERA and 11 starts before going on the IL. And so we'll see. Dennis writes here at the end of this article, players on the restricted list are not required to receive compensation, and it is not believed the Padres are currently paying Darvish. I don't know Darvish, obviously, but I feel like if he knew that rule, he would be like, yeah, Padres don't pay me, it's fine. I know any human being, we're like, no, I'd still prefer to be paid if it's on a personal situation. But Yu Darvish, I think he's pretty good with his money. And we know, like, those Japanese players, there's a lot of respect that goes on there. And so as long as the Padres take care of him and they respect him, I feel like he would give that to the Padres in return. But we'll see. Who knows? It's not really that big of a deal anyway, because the trade deadline already happened. They're under the luxury tax, blah, blah, blah. Padres potentially save the team close to $3 million in counting in salary if they're not paying Darvish. Darvish turns 38 this month, second year of a 6-year, $108 million contract extension. And so, yeah, it's really wait and see. I just wanted to give an update. He may be nearing a return. That's really the answer to the question of this video. He might be nearing a return. This is, to me, it feels like he is, because if he wasn't and he was just trying to keep his arm in shape, would he be doing live bullpen sessions, or would he just be throwing flat grounds? Would he just be throwing off a mound? Would there be Padres observers there watching? I think it was Padres observers, but Dennis obviously isn't going to reveal sources or anything. So yeah, that's that. If you want to read the article, I'll link it in the description in The Athletic. could be encouraging. This news here, it is encouraging, but we'll see if he's going to return in August. Is it going to be in late September? I think the good news here, if he does return, he would be fresh. You wouldn't be having those high taxing innings like in a big league game, all those innings on that arm, and we could get. I mean, the the Dodgers, right, with Clayton Kershaw, there's been a lot of years there where a lot of innings on that arm, postseason comes around, and look what happens. But then 2020, there wasn't as many innings to be thrown, and that allowed him to be pitching in the postseason and pitch well in the postseason. So that could happen there with Yu Darvish, with this injury slash restricted list thing here, family situation. And again, hoping that everything is going as well as it can be there with Darvish's family. It's none of our business. If he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't, there's still talent in this Padres rotation with Musgrove coming back, with King, with Cease, with Waldron, with Martin Perez, with the bullpen, the depth there. There's talent, obviously, with the rest of the club. And so I'm not trying to say we don't need Darvish because that makes it seem like I don't value you, Darvish. I do. I want, again, I want to make the point that family is more important than the Padres here. And that should be the priority, obviously, for Darvish. And I'm sure he wants to be back, in an ideal situation, but obviously not dealing with the ideal situation.